Alright, I haven't made a video in a while. I ignore the red light. I know it says F1. That's my secondary throttle position sensor. It's $125 that I'm not ready to buy yet. Anyways, I don't mind showing y'all where I work, because I work on motorcycles now and four-wheelers, primarily four-wheelers and UTVs, but I'll show y'all what that secondary throttle position sensor is, or well, what it's causing. See my throttle? But the thing is, you can hit it hard and it doesn't do anything, but you can roll into it and it'll take it. It's something that I'm gonna have to get fixed soon, but I haven't made it there yet. Probably gonna be a week or two, maybe 3. But I do work on motorcycles now, so if you're in the Fort Worth or Weatherford area, we work on just about everything but Chinese. Chinese are questionable. Some of them we do, some of them we don't. The parts aren't... The reason we don't work on Chinese is because the parts are hard to come by, basically. So, like, we have a direct line to all main manufacturers. Polaris, Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Harley. But when it comes to Chinese, there's thousands of different brands. Sure, one part may fit one bike and it may not fit the other, even though it's the same setup. And we can't do anything about that. Now, we do work on some go-karts and stuff, like the Predator 212s, but we try to stay away from go-karts because most of them are Chinese. Like, even the Predators, believe it or not, they're Chinese. They're clones of the Honda GB 4500 or something like that, 3200. And don't get me wrong, Predators are great, but they're clones. I haven't made a video in a while, so I'm sorry for that. I've been sick here and there. I've been driving the truck a lot, but I'm getting back into dailying the bike. I was going to change out my GoPro mount. I decided not to. So I've made a couple videos. I just never got around to posting them because I've been busy. But I will post this one. Today's actually Saturday. It'll be up within the week. Hopefully I still have people that watch me. Maybe I'll blow up again. Apparently everybody loved what it's like to ride a sport bike. So my next video will be what it's like to ride a sport bike, part 2. There's a lot of things people don't realize about sport bikes. And there's a lot of points I want to hit on different types of bikes. Again, if y'all have any questions about motorcycles or anything like that, just ask. I don't care if it's four-wheeler questions. I'll answer them. I'm going to end up riding a lot more and probably having a lot of videos on reserve. So like this year when it freezes, I'll already have videos set aside. That way y'all are getting year-round videos. I'm going to start with posting once a week. I'll probably start posting on Sundays, maybe Mondays. Those are my days off. But I'm working at DRD Machines. They're open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5, roughly. Or not 8, 9 to 5, roughly. Sometimes we stay later. Saturday, we come in at 9. Sometimes we'll leave at noon, sometimes we'll leave at 2. It just depends. If you're gonna come on a Saturday, it's best to call ahead. But it's beautiful out today. I'm not feeling the best, but I'm still out. And just so y'all know, if y'all do ride and you aren't feeling well and your buddy's making fun of you because you won't go riding, let him. It's better to get made fun of than end up in a hospital bed. Some people push themselves past their comfort zone. That's how most people get hurt. Motorcycles aren't dangerous, it's other people. Well, I say motorcycles aren't dangerous. I've worked on some that are. But you have to judge what's worth doing and what's not worth doing. So, like for me, I'm riding on bad fork seals. Well, technically they're brand new. I tried replacing them and I did them wrong, or I got bad parts. I'm gonna have to redo them again, and that's coming. I just haven't made it there yet. I'd rather the bike run good than have front fork seals, if you understand what I mean. But it's other drivers you have to be careful of, and if you aren't feeling well, you can't maneuver as well. You're distracted, and that's something you shouldn't do. Like, for instance, motovlogging is dangerous because I'm zoning out on my ride talking, and my music stopped. I just realized that. No, I never turned my helmet on. I have a Bluetooth helmet. That's what I'm saying. I literally just made it all the way down 730. Didn't even realize. I'll turn it on right now. Did not turn on. I'm gonna have to try again. Basically, try to take the lesser evil out. If you aren't feeling good and you don't feel comfortable riding, let people make fun of you. Just realize you're doing it for your safety. Some people understand, others won't. And of course, you're always going to have idiot drivers, so that's something you're going to have to watch out for. I mean, the other day I actually got caught in the rain headed home. I wish I had a video of it. I had a lot of nice drivers on this road that kept a good distance away from me, even though I was doing 25 in a 40. Well, this is 35, but the other road's 40. They were respectful enough to realize what I was going through. Some of them aren't. I had one tailgate me. I don't care. He's either going to run me over or he's going to sit there. I was being careful, so I knew I was taking care of myself. If he wanted to put me in risk, he could have. Instead, he just tailgated. I went my own speed. If he wants to go past me, go for it, but I didn't see that happening. I was riding exactly like this, not the middle of the road. I'm in my side. Like, that guy had plenty of room. I'm not like most bikers. I don't care if you pass me. I'm not going to try to take your mirror off. I'm not going to fly past you mad. You do what you think you need to do. I understand a lot of people have a lot going on in their life, so I don't get angry at stupid stuff. Like, honk at me, I don't care. People like that irritate me though. He got it tight, and if I was coming any faster, he would have hit me. If you want to get into motorcycles, be careful. Start with something small. So I got my first bike when I was probably about 19, because I went a year without one, which was when I was 20. I think I bought this when I was 21. I think I already gave y'all a brief idea of how I got my first bike. I got rear-ended out in Farmers Branch. Anyways, my first bike, I got it, and I didn't ride it. I went to go get it. My dad rode it because he's used to dual sports. He lived in Canada most of his life. He came down here for the police academy, but he rode it for me, told me it was a solid bike, it'd be a good buy. $2,400. So we bought it, and on the way home, I picked it up with my truck. On the way home, my dad offered to let me drive it from the gas station home, which wasn't far at all. So I'm like, okay, great. I rode it home and everything, and after that, he's like, I don't want you hitting public roadways. You can ride around the neighborhood. So I get home from work. I worked probably 7 to 7 every day at a dealership. So I'd get home probably close to 8, and I would ride that bike until probably 10:30. I put it up. The only time I hit public roadways for that whole week was to fill it up, which I filled up every 2 days. Non-stop riding through a neighborhood. I finally told my dad, hey, I'm going to take it to Weatherford. He's like, I don't want you on the highway. I told him I understand that. I planned ahead. I found a way that stays 40 miles per hour. The fastest part is like eyesight to the next road, and the speed limit on that road's 50. And he said, okay. So I hopped on the bike. I rode White Settlement Road because I lived in White Settlement. I think it's Rio Vista is where I live. It's been a while. So I rode White Settlement Road all the way down. I crossed over a farm road. I don't remember what farm road. So crossed over, and I'm back on White Settlement. Rode White Settlement all the way to Weatherford Lake, and from Weatherford Lake I rode 730, hopped on 730, brought it down to the malt shop, which is Fort Worth Highway. Went down Fort Worth Highway all the way. I think my buddy was living in Horseshoe Bend at the time. So 730 to the courthouse, went all the way down Main, hopped on Bethel, took Bethel all the way down to Horseshoe Bend. Spent a couple days out there kind of hanging out with him, riding the bike around.